We might be tennis junkies. We're at a Challenger event, which is the lower tier of professional tennis. But not only that, we're here for qualifying, which is the dudes trying to get into the lower tier event. They could be ranked 300, but we're ready to go break down their forehands, their backhands, see if they can slice it, and volley, because that's all the important shit. We need all court games to see improvement.
Yeah, and we need to be on our game today to properly break it down with the analysis, serving, whatever the case is.
Very true.
We're here to solve the world's tennis problems.
I agree. With that in mind,
Thank you.
Can you crack that since I got the camera in my hand?
Well, sure.
We're pre-gaming on a Sunday morning at a low-tier professional event. For some reason, we can't stop fucking watching. It's insane. All right, cheers. This is the greatest time of the year. Comes to Fairfield, California, and we go every freaking day. It's awesome. Cheers.
Cheers.
It's hard. It's so damn hard to make it in pro tennis. And that's why we try to catch them at the beginning in these Challenger events. We want to see the next Nadal, Federer, or Djokovic, and we try to find minuscule differences in their game that we think will make them stand out. But what is that thing? Is it footwork, technique, shot-making ability, mental toughness, maybe a combination of all of those things? And that's what we try to find. The differences are so damn small between 150 and 300, yet some players like Fritz, Tiafoe, and Paul immediately march up the rankings, while others languish in the middle for a career. Hell, Fritz and Tiafoe already have career-defining wins against Nadal at Indian Wells in the US Open. The really good ones, we only see here one time because they ascend into the top 100 in a matter of months, never to see a challenger again. The others we see year after year as they struggle to break into the top 100. Fritz won the first event that was hosted here in 2015, and he was only 17 years old. He did it against Justin Brown, one of those guys who has languished in the middle most of his career. However, he has had brushes with greatness, and we also love to watch those guys as well. Even the guys in the middle have their Fenway Park moment. Imagine playing on a junior college baseball field one day and then Yankee Stadium the next. That's what it's like. Dustin Brown is one of the most entertaining players I've ever seen play this event, his unique playing style making him a true original from the homogeny of the men's game. Prior to his arrival here in 2015, Dustin Brown had his biggest career victory against Nadal at the hallowed grounds of Wimbledon. His serve and volley style completely frustrating Nadal and not allowing him to find a rhythm. As it turns out, he's a nice guy as well. During one match, he told me to save him a beer, and true to his word, he came over and had a beer with us when his last match was over. Tennis Sandgren has played this event multiple times, and in 2020, he had his big league moment against Roger Federer at the Australian Open. In that match, he had 7 match points, but would eventually lose, demonstrating just how tough it is to beat the top guys and how special and how different they are than the rest of the pack. In 2019, Jack Sock played the event after injuries had kept him sidelined for the better part of 2 years. In 2017, he made the year-end ATP Finals and finished at number 8. Yet here he was playing a Challenger event, just like Agassi did when he was making his comeback. It's a good reminder of just how razor-thin the margin is between the big leagues and the minor leagues. In a full-circle moment, Jack Draper, at age 17, beat Sock, and he hasn't looked back since, joining the major leagues of tennis inside the top 100 and also the modeling world with IMG. Those of us that go and watch these tournaments are fascinated by the grind. What keeps them going when they seem to be perpetually stuck? Now, the top 100 is a benchmark, at least initially. Some come agonizingly close, and some have a cup of coffee inside the top 100 and then regress. After winning this event, Fritz shot right up the rankings, but others, like Bjorn Fratangelo and Chris O'Connell, who have also won, have languished in the middle. At age 28, what keeps these guys interested in the grind when it seems so futile? Regardless of the rankings though, we marvel at the talent and the grit it takes to make it in pro tennis, because despite having so much talent, so few make it into the upper echelon of tennis.
Cheers.
So here we are, 2 weeks later. We saw Michael Moe win the event, and I'm just going, man, is he finally going to achieve that greatness inside the top 100, or is he mired in the middle? And then I also wonder, is Ben Shelton gonna live up to the hype surrounding his exciting game that we saw? We saw potential there, but it's uncertain. So as we move forward, we just don't know, but we're hoping that these guys will crack the top 100 and live inside of that place where you can make a living in tennis.
Yeah, I think the one thing I'm really starting to learn by watching the Challenger here, it is so competitive. And I guess what I'm seeing is there's so many different levels. You know, you've got your top 10 or top 15, and then you got these guys that are like 200, 300, 400 that can go out any day and beat these guys. That's really surprising to me.
It is so hard to live inside the top 100, because outside of that up to about 300, they're all kind of the same. It's just so goddamn hard to make it in pro tennis. Regardless of how they pan out or don't pan out, we'll excitedly all text each other when they're playing the big players on tour, and we'll say, remember when we saw that guy in Fairfield? Well, cheers. Here's hoping we see these guys on TV more often.
Well, hoping we can see them in person more often too. Yeah.
Only the middle guys come back.
Yes, that's right. Cheers.